Alright guys, today we'll start with arithmetic progression. This is a very important chapter. It is a simple chapter, but it's very important, especially for those of you who are going to take science next year. You will have a topic called sequence and series in 11th, where AP will be used. Also, in JEE, for those of you who are preparing for JEE exams in the future, again this is a very important chapter because generally at least one problem will come from AP, which is a 10th standard syllabus problem. Either it will come from AP or there is another chapter for you this year which we will be doing later, that's heights and distances. So even in JEE exams sometimes questions do appear from arithmetic progressions and from heights and distances. So these two chapters are very important and also very simple. So now let's start with what is arithmetic progression. What is arithmetic progression? It is a kind of progression, means what? It is a sequence. Now what is a sequence? Sequence is a series of numbers which follow some certain rules. So arithmetic progression is a special kind of sequence which follows a particular rule. For example, 2, 4, 6, 8, so on. This is an AP. Also, we can say 15, 12, 9, so on. This is also an AP. Or we can say minus 26, minus 24, minus 22, minus 20. This too is an AP. Or we can say, let's say minus 5, minus 10, minus 15. All these are APs. Guys, just pause the video for a second. Observe what is happening in all these four things and see if you can find out what is happening. So just pause your videos and see if you can see some particular rule being followed in all four of them, because all four of them are APs. Alright guys, I hope, I'm sure most of you have realized what is happening in all four. So what is happening in the first thing? Each number, every time it is increasing by 2. So each number is increasing by 2. 2 plus 2, 4. 4 plus 2, 6. 6 plus 2, 8. So in this sequence, each consecutive number is increasing by 2. What about this? 15. 15 minus 3, 12. 12 minus 3, 9. So what is happening? The next number is always decreasing by 3, by 3, which means every time you have to subtract minus 3. What about this? Minus 26, minus 24, minus 22. What is happening? It is increasing by 2, which means whenever I am adding plus 2, minus 26 plus 2, minus 24, minus 24 plus 2, minus 22, minus 22 plus 2, minus 20. So each number is increasing by 2. What about this? Minus 5, minus 5, minus 10, minus 10, minus 5, minus 15. So it is decreasing by minus 5. So what is an AP? When in a series the numbers are increasing or decreasing by the same amount, it is called an AP. Technically speaking, you will not say it is decreasing by 3. You will say you are adding minus 3. Or you will not say it is decreasing by minus 5. You are adding minus 5. That is what you will say technically. But simple way to remember is it will increase or decrease by the same amount. That is an AP. Now guys, what are the things you need to know about an AP? The basic terms. Now let's consider an AP, let's say 12, 16, 20, 24, so on. So this is an AP. What is happening? Each term is increasing by 4. So it is increasing by 4. Now the things you need to know about an AP is the first term of the AP is denoted by A. How much is it increasing by? 4. That is called the common difference, that is D. D will always be A2 minus A. A1 is A itself because the first term is A, or A3 minus A2. Basically, one term minus the previous term will give you the common difference. So how much it's increasing by or decreasing by is the common difference. So A is always the first term and D is the common difference, which means how much it's increasing or decreasing by. Now let us consider these three APs. Let's see if you can find whatever terms you can notice from these APs. So the first term is 21, which means A for this AP is 21. What is the common difference? 23 minus 21, 2. 25 minus 23, 2. 27 minus 25, 2. So the common difference is 2. It is increasing by 2 every time. That is called the common difference. Now for this AP, can you think what A and D are? The first term is A, which means A is minus 52. What is the common difference? Minus 57 minus of minus 52. Don't forget that. One term minus the previous term. So the previous term is minus 52. So you get minus 57 minus of minus 52, which means minus 57 plus 52, which means minus 5. So what is the common difference? Minus 5, which means this is a decreasing AP. It decreases by 5 as it goes, right? So that common difference is minus 5. Now remember, for an increasing AP, D will be positive. For a decreasing AP, D will be negative. Again, this. Now when you look at it, you can already say that it is decreasing, which means D will be negative. So what will be A for this? 25. The first term is A. What is D for this? How do you find? We can do 23 minus 25. We can do 21 minus 23. Anything. You will get minus 2. So since this is a decreasing AP, D is negative. Since this is a increasing AP, D is positive. So remember, for an increasing AP, D will be positive. For a decreasing AP, D will be negative. So now that brings us to general form of an AP. General form of an AP is A, that is the first term, always denoted by A, then A plus D, then what will be the next one? A plus D plus D. So it will be A plus 2D, then it will be A plus 2D plus D, A plus 3D and so on. Now this is the general form of an AP. But you also have a equation or a formula which will help you reduce time to find any term of an AP, and the formula is A of n equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. Very important formula. In entire AP, you just need to remember three formulas. One of them will be doing it in this module, which is A of n equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. See, learning the formulas in AP is very simple, guys, but you need to understand what is A of n, what is A, what is n and what is D clearly. I hope you've already understood what is A and D. Now, what is A of n? A of n stands for the nth term. Nth term is denoted by A of n. What is A? You know, the first term. What is n? In which place is the term? The difference between A of n and n. What is A of n? The term itself. Whereas n is, which term is it? For example, if I tell you the AP is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Let's say this is the AP. What is 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth term is 10, which means n is 5, the fifth term, and A of n is 10, right? A of n denotes the what is the number in the AP, whereas n tells you in which place it is. This you need to understand very clearly. Remember that. So A of n, since it's the fifth term, it will be denoted by A of 5. So guys, I hope you have understood what is A, what is D, what is n, and what is A of n. If you understand these four things very clearly, AP is absolutely easy because this is one of the three formulas you'll be using, and all three formulas are very simple. Alright guys, we'll try some problems now. Let's say the problem is this. This is an AP. They are telling you it's an AP, which means you don't have to bother checking whether it's an AP or not. The moment they tell you something is an AP, they will give you an AP and you don't have to actually check whether it's actually increasing or decreasing by the same amount. Now the question is, what will be the next term of this AP? To know the next term, this is the first, second, third. We need to find the fourth term. What does that mean? We need to find A of 4 is how much? To find A of 4, what is the formula we are going to use? A of n equal to A plus n minus 1 into D, right? So now, do we know, we need to find A of 4. Do we know A? Yeah, A is root 8. Do we know n? Yeah, we have to find the fourth term, which means n is 4. Do we know D? No. So we have to find D. How do we find D? This term minus this term, or this term minus this term. You can use any two terms and find D. They just have to be consecutive terms. So now, can you do root 18 minus root 8? Now for this, if you remember from 9th standard, you had what is that, exponents, right? So remember, how do you simplify this? Root 8 we need to factorize, right? So we get 2, 2, 1. There are 3 2's. We can, for root we need to make a pair. So one pair of 2's becomes 1 and 1 2 will remain inside. So how do we write root 8? You can write it as 2 root 2. Similarly for root 18, what can you do? 2, 9, 3, 3, 3, 1. You have factorized it. There is one pair of 3, which means it will become 1, 3 and come out. What remains inside? Root 2. So this becomes 3 root 2. If you check for root 32, you will get 4 root 2. Why? Because root 32 is 2, 16, 2, 8, 2, 4, 2, 2, 2, 1. So one pair, 2 pairs. So 1, 2 and another 2 will come out. That is 2 into 2 will be 4 and 1 root 2, 1, 2 will remain inside. So now we have converted it into a simpler form. We can find D. What is D? Second term minus first term or third term minus second term. Any two consecutive terms, you find the difference. So I'll take 3 root 2 minus 2 root 2. This gives us root 2. Right? 3 root 2 minus root 2, 2 root 2 is root 2. Remember, these are like terms, root 2 and root 2. So you can subtract. So 3 minus 2 is 1. So we get 1 root 2, which is denoted as root 2. So now we know D, right? Now we can use the formula, that is A of n formula. So A of 4 will be equal to A, that is 2 root 2 plus n, that is 4. Fourth term, right? Minus 1 into D is root 2. So I get 2 root 2 plus 4 minus 1, 3. 3 into root 2, 3 root 2. So I get 2 root 2 plus 3 root 2, that is 5 root 2. So what will be the fifth term? 5 root 2. Simple. Alright guys, we'll try another question. They have given an AP and they have asked us which term is minus 1, which means which term is minus 1, or like minus 1 will be there in this AP and which term is it. So what are they asking us to find? Are they asking us to find A? Are they asking us to find D? Are they asking us to find A of n? Or are they asking us to find n? When they ask you which term, what does it mean? Is it the first term, second term, third term? Which means they are asking us to find the value of n. That is what we have to find. And which term is minus 1? Which means minus 1 is a term of the AP. They are just asking you which is it? First, second, third. So they have given us A of n, which is minus 1. Right? So using the formula, A of n equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. We know A of n, we know A, and we can find D. Right? A is 14 and D will be second term minus first term or third term minus second term, you will get the same answer. 11 minus 14 minus 3. So it's a decreasing AP, hence D is negative. Alright, now we know A of n. we just substitute in this formula, that is minus 1 equal to a, that is 14, plus n minus 1. This is what we have to find. They have asked us which term, means we have to find n. So n minus 1 into d minus 3. Don't forget to take the minus sign and put brackets. So now I'll transpose 14 on this side. It becomes minus 14, n into minus 3, minus 3n, minus 1 into minus 3, plus 3. Minus 1 minus 14, minus 15, plus 3 when I bring it this side, it becomes minus 3 equal to minus 3n. So we get minus 18 equal to minus 3n. So n will be equal to minus 18 by minus 3. This is multiplication. When you transpose, it becomes division. Minus minus sign cancels. 3 ones are, 3 6 are. So n is equal to 6, which means minus 1 is the sixth term. Easy way to check your answer. Again, using this, we have to find, we found that minus 1 was the sixth term. Let's check if it is correct. A of n, that is, we need to find a of 6, right? Because we have found it's the sixth term. So a of 6 will be a, that is 14, plus n minus 1, that is 6 minus 1, into d, that is minus 3. So we get 14, 6 minus 1, 5, 5 into minus 3, minus 15. So 14 minus 15 is minus 1. So our answer is correct. So minus 1 is the sixth term of this AP. Okay, we'll go through another question. They have told us the nth term of an AP is 7 minus 4n. What does nth term mean? A of n. The nth term, a of n, is 7 minus 4n. Find the 10th term. Now guys, sometimes they'll give you which formula to use. So in this particular problem, you will not use a of n equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. Here they have told you nth term is 7 minus 4n. So this is the formula you will use to find the terms basically. For example, now they have asked us to find 10th term. So what will be a of 10? 7 minus 4 into 10. That is 7 minus 40, which is minus 33. Right? So we found the 10th term, it is minus 33. Let's say they had asked us to find the 11th term. So we would have had to find a of 11, which would be 7 minus 4n, that is 4 into 11th term means n is 11. So 7 minus 44, which is minus 37, right? If they had asked us to find the 9th term, a of 9 would be 7 minus 4 into 9. So 7 minus 4 9s are 36. So 7 minus 36 minus 29. Right? So remember, when you have a question where they tell you nth term of an AP is of the form 7 minus 4n, it means you are not supposed to use the original formula, that is a of n equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. They have given you which formula to use for a of n. They have told you nth term is this. So this is the formula you will use. Let's say they had asked you to find the common difference for this. What you would have done? You would have found any, instead of this, if they had asked you to find the common difference, you would have found any two consecutive terms. Any two will do. 9th and 10th, 10th and 11th, 11th and 12th, 2nd and 3rd, 1st and 2nd. Any two consecutive terms you would have found and subtracted the second term from the first term. So if they had asked you to find the AP, here we found 10th and 11th. So a of 11 minus a of 10. One term minus the previous term. So what we would have got? Minus 37 minus of minus 33. So minus 37 plus 33. So we would have got answer as minus 4. So the common difference for this particular AP would be minus 4, which means it's a decreasing AP. We can observe that we have found 9th, 10th and 11th term, minus 29, minus 33, minus 37. It is decreasing, right? For some of you might have, I don't know like how well you are paying attention, but this is a decreasing AP. Remember, it is not an increasing AP because numbers are negative. Okay, one more problem guys. Find the 15th term of this AP. So they have already told you this is an AP, so you don't have to worry about checking for each and every term. Generally, if they don't tell you an AP, how do you check? 7 minus 3, 4. 11 minus 7, 4. Let's say 15 was written, 15 minus 11, 4. So you would have to check for each and everything to see if it is increasing by the same amount or decreasing by the same amount, depending on the AP. But since they tell you it's an AP, you don't have to bother. You can directly find. Now they have asked you to find the 15th term, which means what do you have to find? A of 15. This is what you need to find. What is given? What can you get from this data? First term is 3. So A is 3, D is 7 minus 3, 4. Right? We know A, we know D. And do we know N? Yeah. They have asked us to find the 15th term, which means N is equal to 15. So for A of 15, we need to use A of N formula. A of N equal to A plus N minus 1 into D. Remember this formula, very easy. So A of 15 will be what? A, that is 3 plus N. N is, we are finding the 15th term. So N is 15 minus 1 into D is 4. So we get 3 plus 15 minus 1, 14. 14 into 4, right? So what do we get? 3 plus 4 4 is 16, 1, 4, 5. 3 plus 56, so 59. So the 15th term of this AP is 59. Alright guys, we'll try one more problem. Find the middle term of this AP. Now they have asked you to find the middle term. To know middle term, you should know first of all how many terms are there in the AP, right? For example, if you knew that there were 11 terms in the AP, which would be the middle term? The 6th term would be middle term. If you remember from last year, 9th standard, if it is odd, what do you do? N plus 1 by 2 to find the middle term, right? Like you had learned median last year, right? From that. If it is even number, there will be 2 middle terms. For example, if 10 was the number of terms, 10 by 2 and 10 plus 1 by 10 by 2 plus 1. So 5th term and 6th term would be the 2 middle terms. So if the number of terms are even, there are 2 middle terms. If number of terms are odd, there is 1 middle term. Alright. So now we need to know how many terms are there. They have given us the AP, they have given us till the last, what is the last term? Minus 176. So this is the first term, second term, third term. This will be some nth term, right? Whatever is the value of n for the last term will give you the total number of terms. For example, in this AP, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. This is the first term, this is the second term, third term, fourth term, fifth term. How many terms are there in this AP? 5, right? How, and what is the, which term of AP is 10? 10th term. So the last A of 5 is 10. This is the last term. Which term is it? 5th term, which means this AP has 5 terms. So remember this, very important. Remember this. If you know the last term, the n value for the last term will give you the total number of terms. So all we need to do is, before finding the middle term, we have to find how many terms are there. So we need to find the n value of the last term. Alright, what do we already know from the AP? We know A, that is 20. We know D, 16 minus 20 minus 4. 12 minus 16 minus 4. So it's a decreasing AP, hence D is negative. And we know A of n, which is the last term, A of n minus 176. Now we just have to find the n value for minus 76. We just need to find which term it is. So A of n equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. This is the formula you will use. A of n is minus 176 equal to A is 20 plus n minus 1. We do not know n, that is what we are trying to find. And D is minus 4. I'll transpose this 20 on that side. It becomes minus 176 minus 20 equal to minus 4 into n minus 4n minus 1 into minus 4 plus 4. So we get minus 196. I transpose this 4, it becomes minus 4 equal to minus 4n. So I get minus 200 equal to minus 4n. So n equal to minus 200 by minus 4. 4 ones are, 5s are 50. So what is the value of n? N is equal to 50. right? Which means the number of terms there are 50 terms. We need to find the middle term. Now, since the number of terms are even, there will be two middle terms, right? Which will they be? 50 by 2 and 50 by 2 plus 1th term. You remember this from last year, I hope. Middle term 50 by 2th term and 50 by 2 plus 1th term. So this will become the 25th term and 26th term. These are the middle two terms. Since the number of terms are even, there will be two middle terms. Alright? Alright, we need to find the 25th and 26th term, which means we need to find A of 25 and A of 26. So A of 25 is A, that is 20, plus N minus 1, N is 25th term, so N is 25, N minus 1, 25 minus 1, 24 into D, D is minus 4. So this will be 20, plus into minus minus, 4 4s are 16, 1 8, 96. So 96, so minus 76. So the 25th term is minus 76. 26th term will be A plus N minus 1. N is 26, 26 term, right? So N minus 1 is 26 minus 1, 25 into D. So I get 20 plus into minus minus, 4 5s are 20, 4 2s are 8 plus 2, 10. So 20 minus 100, so minus 80. So which are the middle two terms? Minus 76 and minus 80. You could have also done it in a different way. We found the 25th term. We need to find the 26th term, which means we have to add minus 4, right? Plus D. How much is D? Minus 4. So instead of doing this, we could have just done minus A of 26 as minus 76 minus 4, that is minus 80. Alright? Alright guys, we'll try one more problem. They have given us the 6th term of an AP is minus 10. What does that mean? A of 6 is minus 10. And the 10th term is minus 26, which means A of 10 is minus 26. Find the AP. Generally, when they tell you, when the question is find the AP, you have to find the first three terms. Now, in this problem, we do not know A, we do not know D, which are very crucial for all AP problems. We do not know A, we do not know D, which means there are two unknowns. To find two unknowns, you always need two equations. And they have given us two conditions. So can we form two equations using these two? Yes. Using A of n formula. A of 6 is minus 10. A of n equal to A plus n is how much? 6th term, right? So n is 6. N minus 1 will become 5 into D. We got one formula here, right? And here similarly they have told A of 10 is minus 26. So the 10th term is minus 26. A of n is equal to A plus n minus 1. N minus 1, which term is this? 10. So n is 10, n minus will become 9D. So we got the second formula. Now this you can solve. Okay, how to solve these two you will learn better in linear equations chapter. There are three methods which you can use to solve these two. But my favorite is elimination method. Guys, please have like see in this it's going to be very easy to learn elimination. So I will solve this by elimination method. Now what do we have? Minus 10 equal to A plus 5D. So I'll write A plus 5D equal to minus 10. And we have A plus 9D equal to minus 26. Now see the values of A are same, which means if I subtract these two, the A will disappear. So whenever you have some value, unknown values are same, you'll do subtraction. So I'll subtract this from this. So what happens when I subtract? The signs will change. You remember, no? When you do minus, the signs will change when you open the bracket. So minus will become plus will become minus, plus will become minus, and minus will become plus. What am I doing? I am subtracting this to this minus this. So A minus A becomes 0. A plus A and minus A will cancel. 5 minus 9 minus 4D equal to minus 10 plus 26 plus 16, right? So what will be D equal to? 16 by minus 4. So D is minus 4. So we got the value of D. Now we can substitute the value of D in one of these equations to find A. So I'll use this equation. What do we have? Minus 10 equal to A plus 5 into D. But D is how much? Minus 4. So minus 10 equal to A plus 5 into minus 4 minus 20. So I'll transpose this minus 20 on that side. I'll get minus 10 plus 20 equal to A. So how much do I get? A is equal to plus 10. So using these two equations, we found the value of A and D. Alright, but what is the question? They have asked us to find the AP. Now we have found A, we have found D. A is the first term. So the AP is, first term is 10. How will we get the second term? A plus D. So 10 plus minus 4D. It's a decreasing AP. How much is it decreasing by? 4. So the next term will be 6. The next term will be 2 and so on. So whenever they ask you to find when the question is find the AP, always find the first 3 terms. If you know A and D, you can easily do it. Alright guys, this is the last question we'll solve from this module. Find K if 4, K and minus 16 are in AP. They have told us these 3 numbers are in AP and we have to find the value of K. One unknown, which means we need one equation. Now pause your video for a moment and think if you can find the equation. Do it honestly. Take some time. Take 2-3 minutes to think if you can find an equation to find K. Alright, I hope you had paused the video and thought of it. The equation will be, see, these are 3 terms of an AP, which means what? This minus this and this minus this will be same. This minus this will give us D and this minus this also will give us D. So how do I form the equation? K minus 4, which is D, will be equal to minus 16 minus K. Very simple. So I got an equation. Now what I'll do to find the value of K, I'll transpose K terms on one side and rest on the other. So I have K here, minus K when it comes this side, it becomes plus K, and when minus 4 goes that side, it becomes plus 4. So K plus K, 2K, minus 16 plus 4 is minus 12. So K equal to minus 12 by 2. So the value of K is minus 6. Right? So we got K as minus 6. Check if it is an AP. Minus 6, minus 4, minus 10. Minus 16 minus of minus 6 will become minus 16 plus 6. So minus 10. So the common difference is same. The value of K is minus 6. Guys, now go through this video again and again if you need to, and hope you do well in the first test.